Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back once again. So we are on section 9.2. So we've done that of the comparison of the two samples based on the mean, but that was on large independent samples. Now we are on small independent samples, although we are comparing two samples based on the mean. All right. So how do we know that we are dealing with two small independent samples? So we have to have the population one, the sample size N1 to be less than 30, or the population 2, the sample size N2 should be less than 30, or both should be less than what? 30. Okay. So if any of them is less than 30, we are good. It could be that N2 is greater than 30 and N1 is less than 30. If that happens, still use what? The T-interval what approach. Okay, that is the small sample. So it's just the same as we've done. The only thing that is changing is that you're going to use TF over 2. And what I'm going to talk about here also is the SP square. That is called the sample what? The pool sample variance. And this is the formula to it. You don't need to do anything. This is the formula to it. Okay, but in previous cases, we are always giving these sample statistics. So we have N1, S bar 1, and S1. Okay, and the other one too, we might give it N2, S bar 2, S2. Okay, but in this case, we've listed the data for which you are going to get all these sample statistics in it. Okay, so let's check an example. So there's the formula to calculate the pool variance. So you can have this N1 minus that and you're good to go. Okay, but in case you are giving a raw data like this, and for you to get the S1 and S2, then we can use our calculator and we use the two variable. Okay, so we go to stats and the edit. Okay, so you input your data there and you go to calc. So the calculator, you choose the two variable. Okay, you input all your data, list 1, list 2 for all the two population. Then you choose S list will be the first data point, and Y will be your second hard sample. Then there's no then you just do the calculate. You do the calculate and you're good to go, right? So that is that. It's very, very simple as that. Very simple. So that will help you get your answer. Okay, so we have an example here for which we might want to actually go through. So in this example, we have N1 to be 10 and 2 to be 2. Okay, so we use T. They are all independent. We construct 95, so we know how to construct confidence interval. So if you go to the calculator is to go to the start, the test, and you choose to sample T interval. So it will ask you to choose the pool variance. So you are using the pool variance. It uses the SP squared for you, and that gives you that. But if you don't know that, then you have to use the formula. So if you have to use the formula, you have to go through this. You have to go through all these. Might be that at the end, I just need an answer like this. If I need an answer like this, you have to go through that. But if I need an answer like that, then the calculator is good for you. Are you okay? That is that. Okay. And we have that of the concerning the difference between population means. So we want to test. If you want to test, so you also use the two sample t-test, and you are good to go. The two sample t-test, that one too, you choose from the same approach. You go to start test, two sample t-test, but it's only valid when d naught is what? Is 0. So there's nothing different from what we've learned. And here the degrees of freedom, note it is n1 plus n2 minus 2. That is the degrees of freedom. Note it very well. So your DF, you add those two sample sizes together and subtract 2 from it. Okay, and you're good to go. So we have a similar example. So if you have to test, you go through the same steps, and based on that's why it's not something new to learn. It's not something new that you're learning. It's just the same approach, but now we are doing it with small sample. And if it is Z, now we are using T, and we are using a pool variance. So in the calculator, will give you how to use it, and in your work too, you'll be given a formula to use. All right. So that is that for section 9.2. There's no difference between what we've learned earlier. All right, so let me move on to section 9.3.